Hello, hello everybody, and welcome to Crafty Hour 56. Sorry, I'm just kind of adjusting and getting things all centered and where I need it. Facebook still doesn't let me adjust my camera before I go live. So I have to go live and then adjust it. So I apologize for that if it's a little weeble wobbly. But we got it all going. So we got our glues ready. We got our kit ready. I hope you guys joined in this morning and craft along with Diane. If you can't find it, they didn't go live in the event, but I went ahead and copied the link from the main page and posted it in the event also. So you guys should be able to find it over there that way. So click on that. So welcome, welcome. So this one kind of has a little Valentine vibe to it. It doesn't have to be Valentine-y. It could be birthday. It could be all kinds of different stuff. I really love collections that have red, black, and white. There's just something about those that just make them pop. So that's why I was really excited to play with these. So we're going to do a fun fold card. You know me. I love fun folds. I love shakers, and this time we're going to play with a fun fold. And I basically did the same card twice to give you two different ideas, two different perspectives of doing the same thing. I once took a class, well, I took many classes, from the lovely Diane Revley, and in her class she says you always do something 3 times. When you do it 3 times, you'll remember it. So we're going to do it 2 times, and then if you do another one on your own, that'll be your 3rd one, and then we'll remember it, right? So she always said do everything 3 times. Like when you're doing a technique, or when you're doing a background, or if you're playing in your art journal, do the same thing 3 times, and then it kind of sticks in your head. So I thought that was kind of some fun, good feedback. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do these cards. They're going to have a fun belly band that goes on them. It's going to kind of slide on. And then it's an interactive card that we're going to use with the cardstocks. And then it's just going to kind of fold down. And then it slides in. So you have a spot that you can put your sentiment or whatever you want here. And I just love how the paper kind of plays peekaboo on their cards. So that's really fun. So I'm giving everybody a moment to find us. I kind of started a couple minutes early just to make sure we were in the right area, that we had everything going the way we want, because you know Facebook has a mind of its own, and today it did. Let me tell you, we had all kinds of interesting stuff on Facebook today. Scruffy, can you please go to the living room? Dad's not doing good at watching you, is he? I got Scruffy under my feet. So welcome everybody. So we're going to do some simple cuts. Now I gave you homework to do. I gave you homework to cut your mat pieces. I did not cut mine in advance because I thought maybe some of you did homework, maybe some of you didn't do homework. So those of you that did homework, great, you can skip that step, but I'll cut it with you guys for those of you who did not do the homework. Yes, these are standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. These are standard A2 cards. Absolutely. Yep. Okay, so what we're going to start with, I'm just going to kind of move these out of the way. So what we're going to start with, we're going to slide this belly band off, and we need to make our card base. And our card base is made out of this pattern paper. So in your paper collection, you had the 12 by 12s. I'm not sure which ones. We always cut them in half so we have equal to share. So, and I'm going to, excuse me, I think I have a tickle coming. I grabbed some water, so hopefully I don't cough the whole time, but yeah, evidently stuff's going around, and I hope something is not coming because I have to go to market in a week and a half. Okay, so here's our piece of paper. It's teal on one side. It is pink on the other side. We are going to cut this piece of paper so it is 5 1/2 by 11. 5 1/2 by 11. So I got to get my big trimmer out and open the bar. And I think mine might already be 11 because I had them where I was making My original card and the scrap already gave me that. So we're going to slice it right there at 11. We're going to slice it so it's 11, and then we're going to flip it, and we're going to do 5 1/2. 5 1/2. And then what you're going to end up with is a scrap that's 1 inch. Now, if you cut yours at 12 inches maybe before, and yours is a little bit longer or shorter, it's okay. It's a belly band, so we can hide it if it's shorter. So you're going to end up with 2 pieces. One that's 5 1/2 by 11. I already had mine cut at 11, so I flipped it and did 5 1/2. And then the other one is going to be 1 by 11. 1 by 11. So those are your 2 main pieces. Oh, you know what? I forgot to write my score lines on here. I was transposing my stuff into larger print for you guys, and I forgot to write the score. So let me just write it on the bottom of here really quick. Okay, so hopefully you guys have that cut. This guy's your belly band. You can sit him to the side. We're not going to need him until later, so just kind of set him to the side. Then we're going to take this piece of paper, because this is going to be our card base, and we are going to score it 3 times. So we are going to score it at 1 1/4, 4, and 6 3/4. So that's what these score lines are here. And I'm just going to measure it and double check, because I'm a visual person. 1 1/4, 4, and 6 3/4 is where we're going to score those. So that one piece of paper turns into our 1 card. And these measurements will give you an A2 card. Okay, so we're going to go 1 1/4, and make sure you're using your scorer, not your cutter. I can't tell you how many times I've cut when I was supposed to score. Then we're going to go over to 4 inches, and we're going to score. And then we're going to go over to 6 3/4, and we're going to score again. Okay. So we've got a piece of paper. It looks like this. And I'm going to grab my bone folder, if I can find it, my little whirly gig here. Whirly gig. Okay. So I'm just going to start with our middle one, our biggest one. We're going to fold it over. And if you want teal on the outside, great. If you want teal on the inside, fabulous. Do whatever you want. Okay. So you're going to fold that one over. Then we're going to back fold it and score. And then we're going to front fold it and score. And since it's double-sided paper, we end up with this beautiful teal as our front flap, because we used all the paper. Okay, that's our front flap. Are we good? So there's our base, there's our score lines right here, 1 1/4, 4, and 6 3/4. So there's our card. If you set it like that, that would be cool too. You could have a card that sits like that. That's totally, but this is the card we're going to do, okay? All right, then we're going to do some mat cutting, which is your measurements here. The mat cutting is what I gave you guys for homework. So you might already have yours done. And that is fabulous if you do. If you don't, you can follow along with me. The paper I used is this paper right here. This is the new Opulence that we started carrying. This is the red collection. It has the glitter, the matte, the brush metal, the mirri, and the pearl. And this is very luxurious and very, very pretty. So I'm going to use for card number 2 the glitter, and then card number 1 the matte on that. Hi, Diane. No worries. I felt like I just wanted to call you, Diane, and help you out. I was trying to help. I know how panic mode can set in. Okay, so we've got that red piece of paper. And what we're gonna do first is we're gonna put it in our trimmer sideways so it is taller than it is wide. And we're gonna cut it at 5 3/8. And this is something that's kind of fun too. So if you take your card and you're like, ooh, I wonder how I can get more bang for my buck, what I did is pretty much this. Look at that. Ta-da! It pretty much is your covering your card. So that's why I did my height first, because I thought I want that 5 3/8 because then we will have less waste. So we're gonna go 5 3/8. So there's 5 inches, then 1, 2, and 3. So it's right in between the 1/4 and the 1/2. And we are gonna slice it. And look at how beautifully, yeah, that cut, didn't it, Sharon? Absolutely. So 5 3/8. Then we're gonna do all these measurements here, okay? We're gonna flip it. And I just start with my biggest ones and then work down to my smallest ones. And then we'll have to get a piece out of the scrap because we have 2 sides. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna flip our paper now and we're gonna do 4 1/8 for our first cut. Okay, so 4 1/8, that's one little tick mark over. 4 1/8, and I'm just gonna set these to the side. Then our next one is 2 5/8. Okay, same piece of paper, we're just chewing it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 5/8. And then we're gonna do 2 5/8 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're gonna do 1 1/8. 1 1/8. And that is right there. And then this piece, don't let any mirror go to waste. Set him to the side. What I usually do is I keep my pack and I throw it back in so all of my mirrors and all of my scraps, in case I need them, are in that pack. So I always just throw them back in my pack. But we won't use that one. Okay, so we have the 1 1/8. We need one more cut. We need this one right here. We need 1 1/8 by 5 3/8. So we had that scrap piece that was bigger. We're gonna cut it out in that, and I'm gonna kind of show you how to not slice all the way through your paper. It's just a trick. Some of you might know it and do it that I like to do. So I'm gonna do my 1 1/8. So I'm put my trimmer, and for this, I'm gonna use my trimmer backwards, usually anything around 1 inch or smaller. I use this side of the trimmer because I find it's easier for me to hold my paper so it doesn't wiggle and shift on me. And if it wiggles and shifts, then that's how you get crooked paper. So we don't want crooked paper. So we're gonna put it at 1 1/8. And then this trimmer has measurements going right down the side of here. And then there is a straight spot, a little tick mark here on your blade to know where to go. So I'm gonna go down to 5 3/8. So I've got my 5, I've got my 1, my 2, my 3. So I've gone to 5 3/8. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to flip it and I go to 5 3/8. 1, 2, 3. And now I'm going to cut down to 1 1/8. 1 1/8. And that way you get the piece that you need without slicing all the way through this or slicing all the way through that, and you still have good chunks of paper. Love to do that with my papers. That way you have less waste or less weird pieces. Hi, Jennifer. Okay, so we've got all of our little red pieces. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of our little red pieces. Let's go ahead and glue those on. We'll come back to cutting the other pieces in a moment. We'll go ahead and glue those on. So we have our base. Here's our base, and we're going to open it up. So you have a mountain, a valley, and sorry, that is a valley. You have a valley, a mountain, and then a valley. So each one of these pieces, we're going to start with the largest one here, and then we're just going to choo-choo train down our thing, and they're all going to fit. And you're going to have a little bit of pink all the way around the outside edges of these. Little bit of pink. So I'm just using my Nuvo glue. You can use whatever you want. Since Helmar 450 is discontinued and we can't get it anymore, and we have not found a new glue that we like as well, I'm just going to use my Nouveau. That way I'm not wasting my Helmar here. Okay, so there's that one. Then, and it's never wasting, but you know, it's like liquid gold now. Isn't that what they say with Velveeta cheese? It's liquid gold. So these are pretty much going to get covered, but it's going paper to paper, so we'll be fine. My next layer is going to go on top of the foils, and I always use the Helmar on top of the foils. It makes it stick. Okay, so you got that one there. Okay, and then we'll go there. Oh, crud. Sharon, you are correct. I am supposed to cut the center of that out. Let's see if it glued, if I can pull it back up. Oh, I think she's down. If I would have put her down with Helmar, I would have been able to pop her out. Dang it. This is what happens when I designed it. I'm going to have to grab in my pile. Yes, if you guys did not glue that down yet, Sharon is correct. I cut my circle out of that. Dang it. Okay, if you can pull yours up, pull yours up. If not, I'll just grab another piece of paper. Dang it. I did this class for once. I was ahead and got it designed like 4 weeks ago. So I forgot the order I did. Dang it. Sorry, guys. Okay, then that next piece goes there. If it was my Helmar, it probably would have pulled up. See, that's what I get for not using the good stuff, or my favorite stuff. So we'll come back to that in a second. Yes, if you guys have not picked up this collection pack yet, it is beautiful. This opulent is just stunning, and I love this red mat. It is gorgeous. Now mine looks a little boogered up because I tried to do it. So now you're going to go over. And we're going to do the back side and do that on there. Valerie says, does the Nouveau glue leave ridge marks on the paper? For example, glitter glue. Yes. There is a little bit of ridge marks that you can see, but since we are putting pattern paper on this, literally the only thing you're going to see is 1/8 of an inch around the outside of it, so that doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. So I'm just going to grab another piece of red for my thing. No biggies. I'm wondering if my scrap I have will probably work on that. So I told you to grab a scallop circle. It's whatever you want. It can be anything. It could be the tonic stitched dies. It could be the baby scallops. It could be a square if you want it. Just grab anything you have. The one I have is one of the ones we released from the vault. It's called Lacy Circles, and that's the one I used, and I used the second largest one on here. So I'll give you a measurement. That way if you guys, oh no, that's not gonna work. I'll have to get another piece out because I totally fubbed mine up. That's what happens. It's okay. It's okay. I have a whole pack. It's just crafting. It's just crafting. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chunk a piece out here. I know everybody's going to gasp, but it will be okay. I'll use this for something else. Okay, I'm grabbing my die cutter, and we're going to put this guy on here, and we're going to die cut that out. So if you didn't glue your one piece, you would cut, gut it, cut it out of the center of that piece, and then we're going to cover it so you would get more bang for your buck. But I totally forgot and I glued it down. But we will do that on the second card, trust me. And look at how pretty that is. Okay, so poke your centers out. Or if you're using a scallop, like I said, use whatever you're using, whatever you got. Mine ended up being about 3 3/8 from outside of scallop to outside of scallop. It's about 3 3/8. Okay. All right, next we're going to do the pattern papers. I just love these pattern papers. I thought they were gorgeous. So we're going to grab these two pieces. And I love double-sided paper because when I was going through this pack, I'm like, ooh, what matches that? Ooh, what coordinates with that? You know what coordinates with that? That. You know what coordinates with that? That. So I love double-sided paper because you don't have to overthink it. Your mates are there. They're on the back side for you. So we're going to use that one. We're going to use that, and then we're going to flip it over, and we're going to use the other side. And then we're just going to grab a piece of white scrap and put it in the center of there. I forgot to grab a white scrap too. Okay, so our first pattern we need to cut is... So all of them are going to be 5 1/4. So it's 4 by 5 1/4. 4 by 5 1/4. And you can see I did that trick right here where I chopped it out. So I didn't waste anything. So I just go over to 4 inches. And then I'm going to go down to 5 1/4. Then you just flip it. And it's a little trickier because my measurements are at the top. So we have 4 by 5 1/4. And what you want it to do is make sure it fits inside with a little bit of red all the way around the outside. Perfect. Little bit of red all the way out on the outside. Okay. Then our next piece of paper is going to be the black hearts. Again, 5 1/4. So they're all 5 1/4 tall. So this one, it does have an up and down. So make sure your hearts are right side up. I'm going to cut it from the back side so I can use my measurements. And this one is going to be 2 1/2. So I'm going to go over here to 2 1/2, and I'm cutting down to 5 1/4. Then I'm going to flip it and go to 5 1/4, and then just slice it to 2 1/2. Okay, so there's your next piece. And when you do that, you want to make sure, yeah, somebody did measurements wrong. There we go. Nailed it. Nope, it's 2 1/2. Somehow I did it wrong on my trimmer. Okay, I'm going to quit trying to conserve paper and just cut all the way through it. 5 1/4. 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. Always have to have at least one blooper, right? It's not crafty hour without a blooper. Okay, there, that one fits. That one fits. We skip this one because that'll be our white. And then our last one, well, that piece I cut wrong, is going to be 1 inch. And again, I'm using my trimmer backwards. 1 inch by 5 1/4. Now this is totally optional for you. When I did my card, I didn't do everything pattern paper because I did love the look of this red. So I did a pattern, a white for your sentiment or your stamped image, the black, and then I left that beautiful red, and then when I closed the flapper, I did the pattern paper there. And then on the back, it's all green, okay? So you're gonna have 3 pattern papers, and then we have to do 1 white scrap, or 1 white piece. Your white piece is gonna be 2.5 by 5 1/4. 2.5 by 5 1/4. And I have just a scrap piece of white paper that I boogered up on something else. So that's gonna be my piece. Right, Diane? We just have to have a blooper or two. It just happens. That way they know we're real. It's real life. Okay, now we're gonna glue these down, and I am gonna use my Helmar. So we're doing the pattern flowers. Usually my bloopers is me spilling my water, sticking my paintbrush in my water. For some reason, it always involves my water. Wink, wink. Okay, Guy, why are you not coming out? There we go. Yes, so we are going to market, and we are going to go on the hunt to try to find something as good as Helmar 450, or try to find a company to make Helmar 450. Okay, so there's our first piece. Our next piece is going to be our white piece. Thank you. Thanks, Deborah. I know, right? Gotta have at least one blooper. Okay, then we're gonna put our white piece down. Well, sometimes in my head when I'm teaching, I'm like 3 steps ahead, and I'm like, ooh, don't forget to tell them this, or don't forget to tell them that, or do it this way, and then I forget the 2 steps before that I was doing, right? The glue I am using is the Helmar 450. It has been discontinued, unfortunately. Okay, so we've got that. Then we got the black for our next piece. And if you want to put something on that red, go ahead. You can put something on that red if you want to. It is 1 inch by 5 1/4. So I did give you that measurement if you wanted to put something there. I'm going to leave my red because I really like that matte foil. It's just gorgeous. Okay. All right. And then I'm just going to flip this whole thing over. So we're going to flip it. So we have our little red. And then we're going to put that guy right there. Okay. We're just going to put him right there. And again, if you want different sides, if you want to use the black side, by all means, use the black side. But I kind of wanted to mix it up. And that's what I love about double-sided papers. You get 2 options. Okay. So there's our card, and then it's just going to fold down, and there is, look at how fun that is. There is our interactive card. Okay? Is everybody kind of to that point? Are we good? Okay, so now we have to create the belly band, and when I do the belly band, I kind of create it on the back side so I don't have everything kind of messing with it, and I can see what I'm doing. I decided I like the turquoise on the outside since a majority of it is the pink. If you want the pink on the outside, then use pink. So what we're going to do is I just kind of take my belly band and I put it right in the center, right in the center. Then we're just going to fold it over. And when you do this, you don't want to do it really tight. You kind of want to do it a little loosey-goosey. See how it's a little goosey? Because you want it to be able to slide up and down. Now, this will eventually go on the front. I just found it easier to work on the back side than to try to fight the front of it. So we're just going to put a little liquid glue on there. And we're going to loosey-goosey glue that. And we're just going to hold it for a moment so it grabs itself. Just going to hold it. Okay, little loosey-goosey. And then you're going to see how it slides. Isn't that fun? It's just going to slide on and off. So we can go ahead and slide it and then flip it over. And the reason we're flipping it is because we want the flush, we want that nice flush on the back side. And then this. So then we're going to put our medallion on top. If your little leg over here sticks over too far, you can take your scissors and just snip it off. Mine looks like it's fine, but we're going to take that medallion that we cut and we're going to stick it right there in the center. Now I'm going to put foam tape on the back of mine because, you know, we got to have something with foam tape on it, right? If not, the foam tape companies will not stay in business. So we have to support them and use foam tape. Okay, then we're going to pop, just look at him right in the center, and you're just going to foam tape him right there. So now you've got this lovely belly band that's going to pull back and forth. Isn't that nice? And you've got that medallion that you can decorate, and it's just got a little foam tape on there. Okay, everybody got that? How are we doing? Are we doing good? All right, let's go to the sticker sheet. How fun were these stickers? So I used my two favorite stickers. Actually, three were my favorite. I loved this bicycle, but I couldn't get it to fit on my card. But this typewriter sang to me. I love the typewriter. So we're going to use that little typewriter. We're just going to pull him off. And we're going to put foam on the back side of him because, you know, we got to pop him up. Again, we got to keep the foam tape companies in business, so let's use some foam tape. I'm just going to use squares. Pardon the reach. Oh, let me grab my foam tape. I've got squares. I'm looking for my squares. There we go. I know, if that comes to it, I'm going to start a foam tape company in my backyard because we got to have that. Okay, I'm just going to cut these guys. I like to use the squares, but sometimes I want them just like that. So we're just going to put foam on the back. Maybe you guys have it by the roll. Great, use it by the roll. Maybe you got your little squares. I love to have all different sizes of foam tape because I feel like one is not for every job. So I have the strips, the circles, the micros, these taller ones, the squares. I have them all. I have the rolls. It just makes it easier to have different ones because they fit in different spots. Okay? I need my powder tool. All right, Diane used one of these today. We're going to use it again here. We put on the back side of our sticker our foam tape, and now we want to apply some powder to it just so it takes the sticky off. If you don't have a powder tool, you can totally stick it to your jeans, stick it to your shirt, but sometimes it has too much fuzz on it and then it sticks around the back side. So these are by EK Success, fairly inexpensive. This puppy right here, I ain't gonna lie, I think he's about 20 years old, and look at how much is still in him. It's gonna last you a lifetime. The only thing it didn't last was my little hairs on top. I don't know what happened to it. It shed. It lost its hair. It got old. It lost its hair. Just like me. Okay, so I'm not sticking him down yet. I'm just gonna audition him. He's going right there in the center. He's gonna look fabulous. And we're gonna put some stickers in and around it. So on our sticker sheet, we're going to go for this sticker right here. I love flower clusters. So we're going to go to that guy, and I'm just going to stick them to my hand so I have them. And then we're going to go for this little guy right here. Okay, so both of those stickers. We've got those two stickers. And what I did is I went in and I just kind of stacked them. Okay. And I've got my other one here so you can kind of see what I did, but we're just going to go in and do our cluster and kind of let it just hang off. Because it's all about, if you've taken a Deanna class, you know it's all about the clusters and all about the layers and the stacking. So I'm going to put that guy right there. He looks beautiful. He has a crew cut. Yeah, he's special. He's special. Okay, and then I'm going to put that guy right there like that. So now I have my stickers down. Then I'm going to peel off the backing on my foam, and then I'm just going to stick it right on top. Like so. Now we do have, I'm going to slide my belly band off for a second because this sticker right here is sticky, and this is sticky since it has a little hangover. So we're just going to add a little powder also to that hangover. So when we slide our little piece on and off with the belly band, it doesn't get hung up. It doesn't get stuck on anything. Okay. And then that, oh, I got one more little in belly. That's card number 1. So the last thing I did, I always have to have a little bling. I got to have a little something, something. I added 3 little blings here, 3 little blings there. Kind of like the 3 little piggies. You got to have 3 little things on there. So whatever gems you had, I was digging in my stash. I had these ones from Pink Fresh. I just had to have them. I bought them. They're black. They're holographic. I don't think I've ever used them in my life. But then I was looking at this card and I was like, oh my gosh, that black is gorgeous. It needs to have 3 little black gems. So we're going to add those gems, and I'm just going to put a dot of glue, and I'm going to place 3 little gems, maybe 3 big gems. We'll just see whatever sticks to my little tool. I always do them in 3s. Oh, you know, it'd be fun. And you guys would be like, no, I ain't doing it. Facebook, I can bring somebody on live. So now I'm going to bring somebody on live. And now you're going to guide us through the second card. It's the same thing. And we'll see if you paid attention. No, I'm joking. But wouldn't that be fun? I could do it to Ken. Take it away, Ken. Come in and finish up the other card. Do what I did. Yeah, he's not. Oh, he's actually listening to us. He said that was funny. Not happening. So there's card number 1. Just added some fun little iridescent blings. Okay, so now, like I said, we're going to repeat the same thing with card number 2. Just using different papers and different glitters. Oh, it looks like I put different gems on that one. That's okay. I put red ones on there. I'll put red ones on the next one. And I won't forget to cut my center out. Okay, so here's the card we're doing. Let me flip back over to our instructions. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Keitha. Flip back over to our instructions. So again, we need to start with our base. Remember, we're starting with that 2-tone base. This one I used, it was red on one side, pink on the other side. And we're going to cut that base so it's 5.5 by 11. I think mine is already 11 because it's scraps left over from my first cards I did. So I'm already 11 inches, so we're going to slice it at 11. So yours is wider than it is tall. Then we're going to rotate it and cut it at 5.5. So basically you can get 2 of these cards out of a 6 or a 12 by 12 piece of paper. And there is a trick to it. So let me just show you the trick. I don't know, I don't want to go over time, but basically what I did, let me find a scrap piece of paper really quick. You can never find a scrap piece of paper when you're looking for it. I was looking for a scrap piece of 12 by 12 paper and I did not find it. So I will draw you a picture. I am not a great picture drawer. So pretend this is a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Okay, that's 12 by 12. If you cut it in half, you have 6 by 12. So you don't have a belly band. You'll only end up with 5.5 inches. So what I did is I cut off the bottom of my paper first at 1 inch. Okay, cut my paper off at 1 inch. So that gives us here 11 inches. So that's how I got 2 cards out of 1. So don't cut your 5.5 all the way down first. So off of your 12 by 12, cut 1 inch off. That gives you 1 belly band. Okay, then I cut my, and that gives you 11 inches. Then I cut my 5.5. Then I cut my 5.5. And then I end up with 1. Because you have 5.5, you have 5.5. That's 11. So you got 11 inches there. And then your next belly band will be right here at 1 inch. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense for you guys. But cut your 1 inch first, then your bigger pieces, then your 1 inch. And that's how I got the scraps that I'm working off of. Okay. I'm a visual person, so I hope you guys are too. Okay, so our base is cut. We have it 5.5 by 11. We have our belly band, that's 1 by 11. And now we got to do our scoring. And like I said, I forgot to write my scoring on the other one. So here's our scoring. Our first score mark is 1 1/4. And make sure you're scoring, not cutting. I have to tell myself each time, score, not cut, score, not cut. Danger, that's the danger. Okay, so 1 1/4. That's our first one. Then we're going to go to 4 inches. Choo-choo. 4 inches. And then we're going to go to 6 3/4. 6 3/4. Did you see me pause there for a second? I was like, oh, yep, that's right. Okay, so there's our piece of paper. I want pink on the inside. If you want red on the inside, great, go for it. But I'm going to do pink on the inside. We are going to start with our first. So I fold over and score. Then I back fold it and score. And this starts creating kind of like our little waterfall. And then front fold and score. And you guys probably already know what we're doing and you already did it, right? Yes, I think these papers would be gorgeous for birthday cards too, Sharon. Okay, so there's our scored card, and I might go a little bit faster this time because we're kind of getting close to time and we're repeating kind of the same steps that we had before, if that's okay with you guys. So there's our card base. This time we need our matted paper, and I used the glitter this time. I thought that glitter was gorgeous, and I promise I will remember to cut my center out before messing up my piece of paper. So I got the glitter. I just love this glitter. It's a beautiful color. This worked so pretty with these papers. So we're going to go 5 3/8. So I got 1, 2, 3. So my paper is taller than it is wide, and this is going to give me my most bang for my buck for my paper. So 5 3/8. Save this little guy. You'll need him later. Then we're going to flip it and do our measurements going down the row. So we have our 4 1/8 is our largest one. 4 1/8. Our next one is 2 5/8. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 5/8. We're going to repeat that and do another 2 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's all about the eighths. It just makes your layers pop. Then we have 1 1/8, and I'm going to do mine backwards because anything close to an inch is just easier for me backwards so my paper doesn't shift on me. Okay, so 1 1/8. And then this is a scrap, so put that back in your scrap pile. And we need to do one more. So this one is our 1 1/8. And again, I'm going to use my trimmer backwards. So I'm at 1 1/8. And I'm going to go down to 5 3/8. I'm going to flip it and do 5 3/8. 1, 2, 3. And then come down to 1 1/8. So that gives me my glitter. Okay, are we good? This time we're going to grab our large piece and we're going to die cut that piece out of the center of it because it's getting covered up and we're not going to see it. So we gut our cardstock. That way we get more bang for our buck out of our cardstocks, our patterns, and also our foils and stuff. And that powder tool left, I'm going to have to clean that off of there. Now, my mats are a little used, so I did find it was a little hard for me to cut this glittery one. So I did have to go through it a couple times and kind of rotate it and give it a little bit of pressure. And usually what I do is I kind of just move it around on my plate so it has different pressure, but I did find this glitter was a little bit trickier to get the die cut out of it, at least on my machine. And if you guys didn't hear today on our live, oh, I didn't clean my die out. I have the other one in there, so that might not pop out because I didn't clean my die out, so it didn't go all the way through it. Let me try to poke these guys out. Okay, I'm gonna line mine back up and put it back through my machine because I didn't clean my die out, so therefore it didn't go all the way through. Okay, let me die cut that. So if you watched my live today, you know this year seems to be the year of losing vendors, losing products, discontinuing things. The Big Shot switch is being discontinued. The only one that they still have in stock that we can get is the black one. The white one is gone, discontinued, no longer available. So if you've ever been thinking about buying a Big Shot switch, now is the time to buy one because I'm told when they're gone, they are gone. They're not going to make any more of them. So I know I can still get some. Deanna can still get some. So if you've been thinking about getting one, now is the time to get it. I know several of you guys have the switch. You love it. It's got, it's motorized. It's great for those of you that have arthritis or you can't crank or you're doing a lot of die cutting. It's a great machine. So make sure to call us if you are interested in getting one of those machines when it's gone. Now, Jennifer, I did ask them that question and they're supposed to get back to me on that. I was told that the Plus machine plates will fit in the switch. Is it Pro or Plus? The only difference is those plates don't have a beveled edge on them. But I did ask that very question and I'm waiting to get a phone call back on that one. I will let you know what they say. And Deanna will too. She'll let you guys know what Sizzix comes back and says to us. I'm just flabbergasted. I'm like, what could we possibly lose now? Okay, so we're gluing that glitter down on there. And all three of these panels get the glitter. So all the panels will get that lovely glitter. And what I love about this paper is it is no shed. Oh, I'm like anti-shedding glitter paper. If I see a new glitter line or new cardstock that we want to bring in, the first thing I ask the sales rep is, does it shed? And if they're like, not too bad, I'm like, nope, nope, nope. If they pause, nope. I do not like shedding glitter. I have a dog that sheds. I had a cat that sheds. I have a rabbit that sheds. I don't need anything else that sheds. I shed. Okay, so we are putting that glitter on every panel on the inside. Every panel is going to get a little bit of glitter. And then this last, I'm just flipping it over, and this last piece right here on the outside is going to get that glitter also. So we're just rinsing and repeating what we did on card number 1, but we're just using different papers this time. And it's kind of a fun fold, kind of like a waterfall card. It's got some really funness to it. Okay, so there's our card base. Don't worry about that. We are going to take care of that in a moment. And then my other 2 favorite papers in this collection, I just loved. There's something about black polka dots that I love, and then this was like black polka dotted hearts, and I was like, oh my god, be still my heart. I love this. So we're going to use the 2 heart papers, and I didn't use the back side of them. I loved these sides, so we're going to do that on both of them. So let's start with the big hearts. We're going to start with the big hearts, and let me flip to the measurements. So our measurements are our pattern papers. All of our pattern papers are going to be 5 1/4 tall, and this will be your 5 1/4 tall because you want your hearts to be right side up. Nobody wants a sideways heart. So we're going to do 5. I'm just flipping mine over to cut it. 5 1/4 tall. Okay, so 5 1/4 tall for our hearts. And our first one is going to be 4 inches. Okay, so 4 inches. And we're going to slice it. And we'll put that one to the side. And this one, you can go ahead and skip all the way down to the bottom. And this one's going to be 1 inch. So 1 by 5 1/4. I used that one twice because I really liked this pattern. I thought it was very pretty. Okay, so we ended up with 2. We got our 4 by 5 1/4 and our 1 by 5 1/4. So we got 2 of those. We'll sit those to the side. And then we're going to bring in that black one. Oh my gosh, is that not gorgeous? Love it. Okay, so this one is going to be the 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. There's my 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. And then the white panel, if you want to do a white panel, is going to be 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. And let me see if I have another scrap in front of me that's that size. Nope. That one is. All right, so we need 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. I know these papers were gorgeous. It was honestly hard to narrow it down. I wanted to like glue them all on and use them all. They were all so gorgeous. Okay, so here's all our papers. Let's find our card bases. And then I always kind of just, before I put the glue on it, just to make sure it's the right sizes and everything, just kind of go in, audition it, make sure we have our little bit of glitter all the way around the outside edge, which we do, so that looks perfect. So let's just glue that baby down. I hope you guys are getting to craft along and create with me. If you're catching us on the replay, hello. And then also, if you didn't get a chance to watch Clipper Street's presentation this morning with Diane, make sure to go back to their Facebook page. All the crafty hours are posted in events on our store's main Facebook pages. So you don't have to go to the private groups or anything to find them. They will be on the main Facebook pages. And you can always catch them on replay. I know the last week and a half, 2 weeks here has been snowy and icy and cold, and people have not been able to get out of their house, but you know what they have been doing? They've been doing crafty hours. Catching up on crafty hours. See, that's why I said that we've been training for this. Everybody got to stay home and stay warm in their fuzzy pajama bottoms and get a little crafting in. Okay, I'm going to leave this one with the glitter because I loved the glitter there also. And then I'm going to flip it and I'm going to put my hearts right there. Oh, thank you, Sharon. I know everybody does such a great job. And what I love is it's like those cooking. I always say it's like those cooking shows, Chopped. Everybody gets the same ingredients and you get so many different ideas and aspects from us because we're all different designers. We all have different things that we're drawn to, and you get so many different ideas and looks out of what we create just by having 2 different stores, 2 different designers doing the crafty hours with the same kit. And then when you guys post over in the Scoop group, we love seeing those because we love to see how you ran with our idea and did it either exactly the same, or you ran with our idea and you made it your own and changed it up a little bit. Or what we love to do is see also is what you guys came up with your ideas with your scraps, because there's tons of scraps and bits and pieces and stuff left over. And we love to see what you guys are coming up with. So keep posting those. If you're not in the private Facebook group yet, it's called Crafty Hour Creations. Make sure to join that. And that is kind of our community. It's our safe space. It's our area where you guys can post your creations, give each other a pat on the back and add a girl. We just need more of that. This day and age, we just need more of that. More kindness, more atta-girls, just love and support of each other. So please go do that. Please give everybody a comment, and it's just a happy place. So make sure you guys join that. Okay, so there we've got our belly band. We're down to that guy where we did before. I wonder if I can use... No, that foam tape is not usable, so I used it down to the wire. So I'm just going to use some of my squares on here. There we go. Okay, we're going to flip it, and then we're just going to put him down. So remember, he's got pop dots on him, so he's going to be raised up a little bit. And then we're going to go back to our stickers. I love this hot air balloon. I thought that hot air balloon was gorgeous. So we're going to dress up this belly band kind of the same way. We're going to grab the hot air balloon, and we're going to put foam on the back side of it. So you know we got to pop it. Got to pop it. And so while I'm popping it and kind of decorating here down to the end, we're about out of time. We got 1 minute. I am going to talk about Crafty Hour 58. So I already posted the Save the Event and a sneak peek photo. Deanna and I are super, super excited about Crafty Hour 58. We can barely contain ourselves. And we're like, well, we can tell them the vendor, but that's about all we can do. Because Crafty Hour 58 is going to be a brand new product, brand new stuff coming from AALL Create. And we can't share what it is. We can't show you the images yet because the public launch is not until next Friday. So we have to keep it under a secret. So that is why we are moving Crafty Hour 58's announcement to next Friday, because we didn't want to have to wait another Crafty Hour to be able to show and tell you guys that. So Crafty Hour 58, trust us, you are going to love it. It's going to be amazing. There is going to be a great add-on. Ooh, did I say too much? No, it's okay. There's going to be a great add-on set that'll match and coordinate with it too. So make sure to tune in. Deanna and I have put together a special extra little thing to go with it, and you are going to love it. So I already created the event, so you guys can click that you're attending it. So hopefully Facebook gives you the reminder. And on that, oh, I just see what I forgot. See, I get to talking and I forgot what I was doing. I did cut out a black circle and put behind that. So you know what? I can go a couple seconds over, right? I can go over a little bit. It's allowed. So anyways, the Crafty Hour is going to be fabulous, guys. You're going to love it. It's AALL Create. Everything they're coming out with is amazing and fabulous. So trust us, and you will get to see it first when we do our announcement. I'm just getting a nesting circle there. Of it next Friday at 9 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Central, for that Crafty Hour. And I'm not sure if Deanna decided yet, who from the Clipper Street team is going to be doing it. I don't know if she decided that, or if you girls know, you can let me know, but I don't know that one. I'm not even sure if the Clipper Street team knows what it is. But I know when they see it, they might be arm wrestling over who gets to do that one. Okay, now I die cut. I forgot I put that guy on there because the foam tape didn't stick very well to it. And also my stickers kind of got lost. So that's why I added that black, and it's back here too. And again, there is just something about red, white, and black that makes my heart sing. It just really makes those colors pop. I know we did a Crafty Hour for Christmas that was that red, white, and black, and I loved that one. I picked that one out. When I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, Deanna, we have to use this one. And I know it's not traditional colors for Christmas, but it was pretty. It was really, really pretty. It was hard. I loved it. Oh, they do not know who's doing it. So they might have to fight it out. They might have to. So my circle that I put in the center of that is 2 5/8. 2 5/8 is on that one. Oh, it's top secret. See, it's under wrap and key. I'm telling you girls, you're going to love it. Okay, then on our circle sticker sheet, you don't have to keep stickers the way they are. You can always alter them. So I really liked this flower, and I thought it was a pretty cluster, but I didn't like it as a bouquet. So you know what we're going to do? We're just going to whack that off. Just chop it off. We don't need it. I didn't like it as a cluster. So we're just going to sneaky it under there, and we're going to build that cluster with a little bit of flowers poking out. I know, look at this. See, Deanna's gone and I started a fight. She's gonna get mad at me. There we go. And then we're just kind of layering that in. So again, I'm gonna slide my belly band off, and I'm gonna add a little bit of powder to the back side of that sticker because that sticker is overhanging and I don't want it to stick to my card when I slide it on and off. And look at how pretty that is. Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna add some bling to this one too. So this one, I have some red bling, and I'm just gonna add the red bling. Now this red bling, I think, is from one of the Christmas extravaganza kits. I I always put all of my bling together in one big tray or one big thing. So when you're digging for something and you need a special color and you don't know what it is, I always have all my bling together. So I think that's where this came from. It is from one of the Christmas extravaganzas we did. So if you guys have crafted along and played with those and still have your stash, you will have one of these. Just use my little pokey tool. The little pokey tool is great for gems that have a backing on it because you can just scooch it under there and lift, and it makes it really easy to do. Okay, so let me kind of clear it off so I can just show you the beautiful cards without my mess. There's our Crafty Hour. So that is Crafty Hour number 56. I cannot wait to see what you guys have come up with and see what your versions are. Another thing you could do, and I just ran out of time, I was going to make another one and use the embossing folder, and you could totally swap out like this panel or two of the panels, or swap out like these panels with just an embossed cardstock and do that white on white kind of tone that Diane does a lot. That's beautiful. So put your embossing folder in here. You could put your sentiments here and then emboss that. So there's a lot of versatility you could do with these. You could also, like this piece here that I did with the pattern paper, you could totally put embossed paper in there too. So thank you everybody so much from the bottom of our hearts. We love it so much that you guys are participating in Crafty Hours. We're glad that you join us and craft along and purchase the kits from us. We truly appreciate and love all the support from all you guys. So have a great night, and we will see you next Friday at 9 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Central for Crafty Hour 58 reveal. Have a great night. Bye-bye.